Hey, everybody. How's it going? How's it going? Welcome to another Saturday Night Live. I am on tonight. I sent out messages, and if nobody comes on, it's okay with me. Because you know what? There is so much going on in the world tonight. I just realized I forgot to download a few things. I wanted to come on and talk about. There's a lot to talk about. There's so much going on. And what do I always say? We need to make healthy choices. So I came on here. I did work today, had clients today, kind of had a good day, if I should say so myself. And it was raining cats and dogs. I get home and all of a sudden the sun is out. So that's a good thing. How is everybody doing tonight? Do we have any topics? I do. So I'll just wait a few minutes to see if anyone's going to come on. I sent out text messages, and word to the wise, I can see that you're reading my text messages. You're just not responding, and that's okay too. You know, we're in these times. We're in some crazy times, people, where we think everything is okay and it may not be okay, but they don't want to say. I'm having problems with uh, my little gadgets, but that's okay too. Um, so, have you heard anything about the artificial intelligence forming how to apply for new jobs? If anybody's out there looking for a new job, what is going on? Yeah, we're in some times, people. So I would like to speak with you if anybody wants to come on. Oh, let me put the link out there for those who may want to come on. I'm not sure. Oh boy, everything's popping up. I'm not sure if you want to come on. If you do, that's great. If you don't, that's great too. Make sure you go to YouTube. So that's the way I'm going to start doing it. If you want to come on, great. The more the merrier. If you don't, it's okay. Just start putting comments in the comments section on YouTube or Facebook, and let's talk about it. So, as I was saying, did you hear about the artificial intelligence? What was I saying? They're forming a new way to apply for jobs. There's so much new, so all kinds of news out here, people. Let's just talk about it. What are you doing? How are you doing? Are you making healthy choices, or are you amongst those who are really struggling and making the news? Like, this is something else that was in why workers are refusing to go back to the office. So let me know, are you still working from home? Are you deciding to not go back to work, rather work at home? What is it that you're doing? What is it that you don't like? And get your snacks. Let's chop it up, because it's Saturday night. It's not raining. What are you doing? Are you out partying? Are you shopping? Are you getting groceries to make your healthy choices? What are you doing? That's interesting. And can you see me okay? Can you hear me okay? Okay, I got my little notes. I don't know if I'm sharing with everybody, so let me see if I can share. And if you guys say hello, I see you're watching, say hello, put a comment in the section or in the comments section, or go to YouTube and pop on so that we can talk about some of this stuff. I also heard there's over 300,000 jobs, but yet the unemployment rate is 3.7%. So who's stressing out there? Anybody stressing out? Anybody need to talk about, what's going on in a changing world? As we already know, stress is thick out here. There's a lot going on in the world. Um, I'm going to see if I can, let's just talk about, chop it up and continue to talk about the life stressors. Um, my stress versus your stress. Do I have any stress? Well, if I do, I'll say this: it's not unbearable. Why? Because I have the tools to decompress. Let's chop it up. Come on out and say hello. I think I did put it out there. If you'd like to get the link, you can go to my YouTube channel, Simply Jewel TV, grab the link, come on the platform, keep me company. That would be nice. And I'm not sure if Deb is coming on tonight. I did send a text again to let people know if you want to grab the link, you can. That's perfectly fine with me. And we'll see what's going on. So, moving right along, I will try and grab some links that I put out there to myself so that I can share with you guys. And what did I do? I kind of forgot about everything as I was trying to come on live. I'm always trying to do something until the last minute, but that's okay. I'm doing what I do. So, who's leading who? That's a question. Who's leading who? Are you being led by positive people? Are you being led by negative people? Let's chop it up and talk about those stressors. Are you stressed out because you're not sure which way to go? What's stressing you? There's so much stressing you. Let's just be open and honest about it. We are living in some times. Did you hear about this? There's principals and assistant principals that are suspended with pay. Some are not doing well. Some are not suspended with pay. I think it was in the Carolinas, North Carolinas, but they said it wasn't criminal. But that's stressing people out. You see, are they, I guess they're finding people that can take their position because here we are at the end of the school season. So that's an issue. There is some good news. There's some good news. Now, I wasn't trying to talk about gossip or anything, but good news. What's his name? Matt Barnes and Gloria, their sons have graduated and they are co-parenting. So that's something positive. Co-parenting. How many people are co-parenting and their kids are benefiting from, a positive environment? We see so much going on that's negative. What about the positivity in our community? What about that? How to help a changing world. That's something positive because a lot of people are doing all kinds of things. The kids are suffering. There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. Let's see. I am trying to see if I can pull up some stuff. I may not be on long tonight unless you guys start interacting. That would be nice. One day we had some good interaction going on, just chopping it up, just talking about different things, mental awareness month. That was all of May. So here we are, the top of June. What can we talk about? I know you guys are watching, so can you give me some topics? I'm here and I'm ready to talk with you guys, ready to engage, not just by posting things. um, let's just talk about it. And this is a way to connect with different people as well. I see people liking my post all the time, but they're not engaging. A lot of people were engaging a couple of months back. Why? Because they wanted to promote their product. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But let's talk about what's really going on. Don't just come on my page to promote your product. Well, there's so many things we can talk about. And we can also talk about maybe the reason why for a lot of different things, your product, books, what have you. They've been on my page, they've been getting support. And, I find it interesting that people are not consistent. I know we're all busy, and I know we all have a lot to do, but what better way to start supporting one another than to come on lives and meet people and talk about different things that's going on in the world? Um, what I'm finding is a lot of destruction, and yet people are just going their day to day life acting like nothing's happening. Like, we are in these times where you see siblings hurting one another. One in particular. Now, there was an article I read in Michigan where it was siblings that were fighting over a family business, and literally kills his half sister over a family business. What are we doing, people? What are we doing? We're talking about how to be great. We're talking about how to get the most likes, but yet we have loved ones killing one another because of what? There's stressors in the world because of what? And nobody wants to talk about it. That's crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. So here I have this platform and we want to talk about certain things. I understand people are busy, but yet nobody's talking about it. And I don't know, I'm having a hard time understanding why. People will talk to everybody else and get their opinions on the topic, or is it something that people just aren't used to doing? They're not used to talking on platforms. They're not used to meeting anybody on these social platforms. And does everybody have their own social platform? Is everybody going live at the same time? I'm just not sure. What are we doing here? Quality of life. What does the job market look like outside of Colorado? Is everyone on delivery service and community work? What are the Commonwealth sections doing? This is a question for everyone. Okay, people, there's a question for you. There's a question for you. So, And that's on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, what's the quality of life? What does the job market look like? How about that? What can we say about that? Well, what I noticed is um, and this is what I got from um, let me see. I saw that the percentage, this was according to USA Today, the unemployment rate was yet 3.7%. Now there's 330,000 jobs out here, but people are still unemployed. Where is it? I'm not for certain, but that was according to US Today. Okay, any more questions out there? Thank you for that question. If anybody else is coming on or wants to come on, let's talk about it. My condolences goes out to another person uh, who uh, passed away due to all of these um, surgeries. While people are why aren't people making healthy choices? They're having these uh, surgeries, and some want instant results. Some are good, some are not so good. Now, one thing I can tell you, there's more infections on the rise for these cosmetic surgeries, and especially in Mexico. So you guys need to be careful out there. You're wanting to look good. I don't blame you. Everybody wants to look good, but healthy choices, getting in alignment, working out, that's your safest bet. So my condolences goes out to Jackie O and her family. Um, why making, these decisions? Who knows? Nobody knows. But what I can say, it's a sad day when everybody is trying to change their appearance. Why not go with what God gave you, you know, and be okay with that? Just be okay with that. Anything else we can talk about? Um, let's see. Let's talk about, Jamie Foxx, and on his own terms, that is what is being said. Let him come out and explain to you what happened on his own terms. Why do we have to be so nosy? Nobody wants to come on and talk about it. People want to be behind the scenes and always have something to say, and trolling and talking about, oh, it could have been because he got the COVID shot, or it could be that he had a stroke, or he could have had a blood clot. Listen, it was tragedy. It was probably just an event that happened to him, and it's going to take some time for him to heal. Why does he need to tell the whole world while he's healing? Give him some time. Let him explain to himself. Everybody's out there talking about, oh, I got vaccinated. Do you know that's a HIPAA violation? You shouldn't have to tell your business. Is anybody going around talking about they got a, Hep C or Hep B, or that they had to talk about? Oh, I know what something that was in the news. Somebody was diagnosed with tuberculosis, and they refused the treatment. They got arrested. So you see, we are in a bad situation. Our community, our society is in a bad situation. It's okay to say you got tested, or you got that you got vaccinated, triple boosted, quadruple boosted, but then you get arrested because you have tuberculosis and you refuse the care. We are upside down, people. Upside down. Well, I'm going to say, is there anything else we can talk about? Anybody else want to comment? Anybody else want to come on the platform? And let me see. So I'm going to um, send a text message and I'm going to share this out. Make sure you share, share, share. And in the meantime, let me see. We have something else to say here. Um, Following some of the guidelines the doctors have given instead of always self-diagnosing all the time is a start, is my opinion on the previous question. Okay, okay. Thank you for that. So, you know, I think a lot of people are following some of the guidelines, but now is time to make healthy choices because some of these guidelines need to be revisited. You know, some of these guidelines uh, are basically, what can I say about the guidelines? Some of these guidelines don't fit everyone. um, People are in a different place. Um, Everybody's body chemistry is different. And it's important for people to start getting in alignment, paying attention to their own health and wellness, being proactive in their own health and wellness. Because you know what, people, we are in a time where, you know, people are being misdiagnosed. They are getting medication their medication is not for them. Let's just say, for example, you are taking a medication, then all of a sudden your doctor calls you and says, "Oh, don't take that medication. It was meant for someone else. That was a med error." And you take the medicine and you start feeling funny. Come on now. We've got to get active in our own care, our own health and wellness. That is important. And then there's people that are just going to the store, getting all of these supplements, vitamin supplements, never had a blood test, don't know if they are um, in within normal range. That's another thing. Some say you're in within normal range, but they don't know the other part of your body. They don't know if there, let's just say you've gotten your blood test and your vitamin D is within normal range. What does that mean? Because some people's normal range is below 90. So from what I understand, your blood for your vitamin D should be between 90 and 120. But a lot of people are below 90, but yet they're taking 5,000 IUs and some are taking 1,000 IUs. And there's no way you can get your vitamin D level elevated or within normal range if you don't know how much you should be taking. So make sure you get in touch with your doctor about that. Make sure you get your annual exams, physicals, and find out what are your blood levels so you know if you're thriving or you know if you don't feel well, and I can help with that. Okay, any more questions? I was gonna see if I could share something. Let me see if I can do this. Um, well, that won't work because I was gonna try and share an article. Um, but it's not working. And I was actually going to do it if we had more than two people on here talking and chit chatting. And then I could go behind the scenes and pull up some articles. But you guys aren't on tonight. Are you stuck in the rain? What are you doing out there? Um, I tell you, what a day, what a day. Hey, how about those nuggets? Huh. Those Nuggets was playing the Heat the other day. I see the Nuggets put the heat on the Heat. Ha! We are getting ready to go somewhere, and from what I understand, this will be the first time they are in the position that they're in. And so I'm rooting for them. I'm not a big Nuggets fan, but since my team is not in the running, I will stick with the Nuggets. And let's just wish them well, continue success as they climb and they keep climbing. Um, I'm all for it. I'm here for that too. So, is there anything we can talk about? I was going to say I'm going to take a break and we can talk it talk about the world is still on overload. So stand by, people. Let's take a break and I'll be back in about, let's just say in a minute. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, people, we are back. I am back. So, looks like Saturday nights are not one of our favorite days. The last couple of times we've been on, we had a good participation a couple of weeks ago, and then all of a sudden it seemed like it died down. Well, I'm kind of disappointed. We've got a lot of people on here that are literally supporting my page, but I'm not sure what's going on today. I'm just I know that people will catch it, the reruns and all of that, but go ahead and comment in the comments section. We had a couple of questions for this live, and hopefully I left it up long enough for you guys to answer the questions in the comment for those that will be participating on the replay. I did see where some people were liking. I thought they were going to show up. I know they always expect me to participate on their page and their event. So, you gotta support one another. So I will be doing something different. I do want to know if you are still interested in the um, Makeup Monday, if you're interested in the Makeup Monday, and also if you were willing to participate on a Sunday live. Now, that's something. I know people are winding down, getting ready for work. That may be the new day. I thought it would be a Saturday because people were just, relaxing. I don't know if you want to do late night. I'm willing to do late night if you want to do late night. So let me know what you think. Um, hey there, Anjanette. Hi, Anjanette. How are you? I'm just sitting up here talking, just talking, because not a lot of participation tonight. But I am trying to figure out which day we can get a lot more participation. Should I move it to Sunday nights? I know people are getting ready for work, but then there's people that are working from home. And as I was saying before, the unemployment rate is 3.7%, but yet there's 330,000 jobs still out here. So I know people don't need to, go home and get ready for work. They may be working in their pajamas. Who knows? But I'm just trying to figure out a time for people to come on and about the topics. I also was talking about artificial intelligence forming, how they're going to reformulate new jobs. So we'll see how that goes as well. Oh, hey DL, how you doing? Thank you for coming on. Any questions? I think you'll have to hit the replay, but there was a couple of questions earlier. Does anybody want to answer that question? Quality of life. What does the job market look like outside of Colorado? Is everyone on delivery services or community work? What are the what are the Commonwealth section doing? And this is a question for everyone. That was earlier. Sorry, I had to take a little sip there. So, was anybody able to answer that? And then we were talking about the guidelines where people are in the news. They tell everything else. So the question, or actually, what I was saying was, I read in the newspaper where this lady was diagnosed with tuberculosis and she refused care. They arrested her. So, what do you think about that? It's all kinds of stuff going on. Excuse me for a second. I need a cough. Whew, thank you. All right. So what are you guys doing tonight? Do you have rain in your area? What's going on? Anybody want to come on the platform, or are you just talking in the comments section? That's fine too. I'm 35 minutes in, so we still have a little bit of time if you have some questions. Yeah, they probably arrested her because it's contagious. Absolutely. And didn't email myself, but I did have some other things I was going to share with everyone, but I'm not able to share because I was going to go through the back end and try to pull it up. I've never done it before by myself on the platforms. for this history people, does it look like Germany, France, etc.? Um, no, the tuberculosis was here in the United States. Sunny and hot, really? Well, it's been raining here, and I believe it's gonna rain uh, all day today. The sun came out for a little bit, and then it stopped. The sun came out, and now it's clearing up, but we're gonna get more rain tonight. Okay, so let me see. We were talking about just different things. How about, you know, we've always talked about the world that is still on overload. Is anybody feeling um, over like they're struggling with anything, making healthy choices? I know people are making healthy choices because we are still in a world of destruction. That's something I think we need to talk about. That's crazy. Okay, sunny and hot in Texas. Well, what happened? I don't know. That's why I probably have no participation, because it's just raining in Colorado and it's hot and sunny everywhere else. Unbelievable. Here I thought we were going to have a crowd because it was raining, but I'm here to find that it's not raining everywhere. Crazy. As for the TB, I'm sure they are keeping everyone safe. Yeah, because TB is something. But then again, like I said, here we are letting everybody know we're vaccinated. That's HIPAA violation. And then this girl gets arrested. We are in a confusing time. And so I'm just trying to understand. Let me see if I can pull that up. I get all kinds of stories. People living in their RVs and their trailers. That was something that made news, that they're doing a study restricting RVs to parking only 24 hours on a public street in a 7-day period. There's a lot going on in the world. People they can't afford rent. They're getting RVs and trailers. Now, all of a sudden, they're going to restrict them and say they can only park for 24 hours in a 7-day period. We are in some bad times, people. Yeah, there's many people that are stressed. Many. 91 in Tennessee. Okay. Well, it's 57 degrees here. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. But yeah, there's a lot of people stressed in these times. And, I keep saying, what is it that we can do to help reduce the stress? I don't know if people understand that this is a good time to get on platforms and discuss what's stressing them out, discuss what we can do to lighten the load, give um, resources. That is something that we can do to help. And I don't know why it is that people want to sweep the stressors under the rug instead of coming together on platforms to discuss the stressors. Don't you know talking helps? I know you guys do because you support my page. Thank you for supporting. But a lot of people don't know that's what these platforms should be about, where you can get on the platforms and discuss and come up with solutions. to help people who may not have the support, uh, people who may just have a question, and they can start talking to people and get different um, opinions on what people think about certain things. That's the reason why I decided to continue this session. But as I said before, I'm trying to figure out which days would be best. Do you think Sundays would be best? Do you think the middle of the week would be best? I don't think afternoons would be best. I'm not available in the afternoons. I am available even late nights. I think late nights are good because some people can't sleep at night and they need to talk, you know? Yep, everyone is stressed. 91 in Tennessee. I heard this I heard this week stress is the new normal. You know what? I'm not gonna accept that. And that's not normal. I'm not gonna accept it. I think that we can do some different things to decompress. That's not normal. Um, I think people are trying to um, how can I say it? I it's really weird, but I think people, like I've always said, people mimic people. I don't think people know how to dare to be different. I don't even think they understand it's okay to be different. I'm not understanding why it's the new normal. Nope, I'm not going to accept that one. But hey, are you accepting it? Cuz I'd like to know, you know, is that okay for many people to start accepting stress as the new normal? I don't think so. I don't know if I can accept that one. I don't know if I can accept that one. Tell me what you think. What do you think about that? I don't know if I can accept that though. The world is still on overload, but it cannot be the new normal. I don't want to be PC correct. I like to be different. I like to meet different people. Being stressed out, but don't stay there. You know, I'll say that. Don't stay there. It's not healthy. It's definitely not healthy. Okay. Thank you for agreeing with me on that one because I was going to say, what the what? That can't be healthy. Cannot be healthy. What do you guys think? Anybody else? Um, Thank you for coming on. And I like the fact that you guys are on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for coming on. And let's keep talking. Like, what other things do you think? You know, stress cannot be healthy. It does, it brings on disease and illness. It really does. You know, people don't now. I was watching now I was watching Angie B. She posted something about forgiveness. That was so powerful. I wish she could come on here and talk about it. But let me just say this: if you don't forgive, that can bring on disease and illness as well. I think she mentioned something like it was deleted, you know, that kind of thing. People have to understand, yes, you hold on to bitterness, you hold on to all kinds of things, you will not let it go. that brings on disease, and it brings on illness, high blood pressure, diabetes. And that's what stress can do to you. And stress will kill you. Stress will kill you, you know. There she is, Angie B. I know you must be busy. I kind of miss that you're not able to come on, because that was a powerful thing on your page today. And I think if I think I wanted to share it out. I don't know if I missed sharing it out because I was in a place that didn't have good reception. But yeah, if you don't forgive, if you're holding animosity and grudges towards somebody, that can make you sick. That's real talk. Real talk. Um, Anything else? We are 45 minutes in. I just wanted to come on to see what other people were talking about. The topics were basically artificial intelligence, forming how to apply for jobs. They're reformulating the structure. And I'll tell you something, when people are applying for jobs online and you have these recruiters, they need to reformulate, because I hear stories all the time that people are not getting interviews. I don't know how they are calibrating, how they are picking and choosing all these applications. We need to get back to basics. We really need to get back to basics. People need to be able to go into facilities, apply for jobs. We are not robots, people. We are not robots. I don't know, and you can't look a person in the eye, but yet you want them to work. That is not okay. That is not okay. Okay, girl, listen. Stuff your face, let people see that you're human. It is okay on the platform. You can be yourself. You don't have to put on a facade. Listen, just come on. You can have your food. Listen, I'll eat with you. I got my beverage. I can get some snacks. Be yourself. Just come on. Let people see that we can collaborate no matter what you look like. We just need to let people see that this is what we can do to collaborate. And every week is something different. And I know people are not just out here talking to their friends people need to hear other people talk, which is fine. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. And if you don't want to, that's fine too. But I'm just saying, it's okay to be yourself on this platform so people can get used to collaborating. Shoot, I know people that have been on platforms in their pajamas, laying in their bed. It is okay as long as we're collaborating. That's all I'm saying. You know, uh, yeah, I know online applications, the process is not serving people well. It is not okay. You've got people that are um, uh, what are they calling them? Hacking, or um, trolling, or even some of these Indeeds. There's a couple of them on here. They're saying don't even apply for those jobs. So if people are looking for jobs and stuff, be careful who you're dealing with, because you just never know. And that's another reason why I'd like to challenge some of these places. I'd like to challenge them to start accepting applications again, because people don't mind working. And a lot of people are not filling the computer. Who said that you had to apply online? Why is that the only way to apply for a job? Yet there's 330,000 jobs and you still have 3.7% unemployment. Not cool, people. Not cool. And why a lot of people are refusing to go back to the office, I don't blame them. But there are some jobs that are needed. There are some jobs where you can't just work from home. And there are some jobs where you need good work ethics. You know, that's important. We are living in some times, people, and a lot of people don't realize, look around. They're saying we are living in our last days. I'll say this, it's more prevalent now than it was when I was growing up. Because I listen, I'm seeing some stuff that, nope, it is not okay. It is not okay. Huh. An authentic place to share. Yes, this is an authentic place to share. Just come on. Listen, I know you guys, and if I know you guys, you can come on and verbalize. Uh just use your what you call it? Your avatar. That's fine, because I know you, you know. If your state and region is demanding that as a requirement, what is the remedy, DL? Quality of life issues, 2763, sir or ma'am, or am I just delusional? I don't think so. I think that every state is different. But DL Wellness, can you answer that one? If your state and region is demanding, that is a requirement. What is the remedy? Well, that's interesting. I don't know. We can find out if they're going to answer or not, but you just never know. It's these states, and I just have a problem with the way people are just going along with the process. And so who and how are we able to say that is not okay? Why is it that we have to do things a certain way? Why is it that if people are looking for jobs and want to work, that they can't go into the establishment? It should be an option if you want to apply online or not. It doesn't mean that you are not a good worker. So I'm kind of baffled about that, because a lot of people don't want to be on these social platforms. A lot of people don't want to be on the internet for everything. What the heck is wrong with people? What is wrong with these corporations? That's why I say we need to get back to basics on some things. I'm okay with that. Do we have an answer? Reference to the comment of the warning on the internet application process. What do you mean? Are you saying you want somebody to answer about the application process? What are you saying? Well, I'm not sure if they lost connection or not. Oh, okay, here we go. Most employers do not offer paper applications. Most have moved to online process, or they host job fairs with state workforce agency. Okay, I get that. I'd rather see people. I'd rather they do that than personally for me. I mean, I'm not looking for a job, but if I were, I could see the job fairs because this online stuff. I don't know who made it. They make it seem like it's mandated. How about that? It shouldn't be. Here we are. And remember, I just said that. Where did I get that information? USA Today, stating that yet 3.7% is unemployed, and that there's still over 330,000 jobs available. Now, I will say this. Um, One time I was looking for a job and I applied, and the the recruiter was not okay. The recruiter was really overwhelmed and started making personal decisions, but I'm qualified. And they made a personal decision because they didn't like what I said. But I'm an adult and I'm more than capable of and was proficient. And they made the conscious decision not to forward that job. So yeah, we are in bad shape, people. We are in bad shape. Okay, take a stand, stop bucking. Okay, what are you saying? The answer to this was most employers do not offer paper applications. Most have moved to online process. Well, my thing is, what do you think about that, DL Wellness? How do you feel about that's what they're doing now? I mean, are we to the point where we have to be okay with these with what's going on? Is there anybody or anyone that's able to say no, let's not just move on with this process, let's continue to have that option? I mean, why are we so go along to get along these days? Why is it okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm wondering myself. It saves corporations money. The rural communities, it is how they weed out applications. Okay. I'm sorry. I just think, is it because we're overpopulated? I'm trying to figure it out because it used to be that you had an HR department. Is it because it's corporations? I mean, there are jobs out here where you can apply by paper. I know that somebody had mentioned before that you can go online and say, where are the paper application jobs? But still, why are we at this point where we're so desensitized, where it's so impersonal? Why are we allowing things to still be so impersonal when we have so many other issues going on in the world? I mean, it's just like in the hospital, you're just a number. So, would you continue to listen to what your doctor is saying? Are you still going to be just a number, or are you going to get active in your own care? But to get a job and to apply for jobs, I'm so not feeling that. I don't know. Is it me? What you guys think? How is it that we can continue to go this route? I don't know if people are popping in and out. What do you guys think? Okay. Well, at this time, guys, no, I do not agree. However, state government is placing lots of money in workforce programs. Yeah, I know. And I see that. But is that they have to conform to the rules in order to receive the money? Because, okay, I'm so torn by that. Because at what point, I don't know. Is everybody getting money from the government? I'm just confused. Why is it that we can't um why can't we just figure this thing out? I mean, because of the unprecedented times, you would think that we could be creative and we can come up with a way to solve problems, instead of always doing what the government wants us to do. I think the government is getting into a lot of our business, and it shouldn't be. DL, are you willing to get on the live and converse? Angie says, I think it won't change unless there is a shutdown of the new, World Wide Web. Yeah, see? Now that's a thought. That's a point. Something, because it's a bit much down that talk about overload. Yeah, I think it's a bit much, but can you imagine if it shuts down and we get back to basics and the word of mouth helps promote our business? A lot of people got wealthy just by clicks and views, but some of us that are old school, listen, what will people do if they can't get clicks and views to become relevant? Could they really build a business by getting back to basics and word of mouth and going back to applying for jobs, paper, you know, so, like I said, some things we need to get back to basics. I'm excited about if that were to happen, I'm okay with it. But I also think um, it's good for some things and it's not so good for other things because of the tragedies and stuff that's going on in the world. I think it's good to put people on notice, but as far as jobs are concerned, I think that should not be. I think that we should not use let's just put it this way. I think starting out papers are fine, but then to once you get acquainted with the employer, then you can do things electronically and online. But I think to start out initially, it is just, I don't like that. I don't know. It could just be me. Some HR offices are not locally, so the decision makers are not on site in some situations. I know, but what were people doing back in the day? What were they doing back then? That's a possibility. One day, the younger generation would be lost. Yeah, I can see that. I could see that. It's just crazy how the world is just, it's changed. It's really changed. But what do you do? I mean, I really think we should have options. And, people are traveling. Back to you, DL, about that. Some HR offices are not locally, but and I get that. But see, Listen, around these unprecedented times, people are still traveling. So why couldn't they have like you mentioned, a job fair where it's local and they send people to these job fairs and they can employ them that way, because people are still traveling as if nothing ever happened. So, see, listen, me and my mindset. I'm like, I've got something to say about that. If there is 3.7% unemployed people, unemployment, that was from USA Today. Um, why can't they have these job fairs and do things that way? I'm just saying, what do I know, but it's got to do something, a different way of doing business. What are you saying? Come on the screen, honey, because I'm starting to think. You can say something if you want. I mean, help me to understand, or maybe you can enlighten me by giving me a better way of understanding, because I'm confused. I just feel like, you know, why is it that we have to go along to get along? Why is it that here we are, US citizens, and that we can't have an option? I mean, you know, remote worker, this does what? This goes into health and wellness. Are you an in order type of person, part of the problem, solution, or both? Well, see, yeah, I think we need to have a conversation. You believe in job fairs. Well, that's nice. So, yeah, why don't we talk about some of this stuff? Why are you guys just in the comment? Come on the platform. Let's talk about it. I'm confused. COVID is looking like the new uh, LOL. This is a safe space. I will show my face if you need me to. Well, I just think the conversation needs to be had. I'm not understanding why we can't communicate. You see, I've got my reading glasses. I'm up here frowning, and we have gone into an hour and 8 minutes. So you see, people, we always do well at the end. We need to come on, and we need to come on time so that we can communicate. It says live chat has moved. What do you mean? It hasn't moved. No, we haven't moved. We're still on. I'm going to put it back in the um let me put it back in. Oh, okay. Let me pin it. Okay. I'll pin it. I'm sorry. It's probably because there's conversation. And so I'll pin it on the YouTube. So if you guys want to come on, you're welcome to do so. I will pin it, and let me know if you can grab it. Ah, okay, so I've pinned the message so you guys can come on. Okay. Okay, so you want to hold on for a minute? You don't um yeah, so if you guys okay, so anybody want to come on? Okay, I'm in the private chat there. I don't see any more comments. I put it in there. If you want to come on, you can use your avatar and you can come on. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to add you on. Hello,
Hey,
hello,
how y'all doing, family? First of all, let me say hello and
hello, hello.
thank you for having me on the show. I'm just waiting on DL to see if DL wants to speak. I'm not for sure if it's a male or a female. And through comment and through text, it might sound a little, harsh, but just understand that this is a safe place, and I want to address, some of the issues that have to do with health and wellness. How you doing, Miss Harris? Because this also goes into health and wellness as far as mental health, so forth and so on. To the individuals who are online, um, when it comes down to the people with degrees and of higher education, so forth and so on, or just anybody who is able to um, connect with or resonate with, what's being said on here. Um, we thank you. I thank you, for being on here. And yeah, I know I just look like this. I got my do rag on and all kind of stuff, but I'm pretty much ambidextrous when it comes down to giving it to the people exactly how they want it or how they should have it. So I can't see any of the questions, and I wish I could because I want to stay on topic. I don't want to divert any attention to myself um, because we are a family here on this platform that we've been, blessed to be on. When it comes down to the job market, though, let's talk about that. Let's talk about, why I call DL Wellness out. It looks to me, like you're a troll. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell. I'm not for sure if you're in America or if you're abroad, in any of our partnered countries. But nevertheless, um, I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna, let the host, bring this back around full circle to what we need to be on.
Well, we're on full circle. I think that that is what is going on in their area. So the thing about it is, we have to figure out um a better way. I'm just concerned at, I understand the economy. I understand all of that. I am talking about people that are struggling trying to find jobs, and the only way to get a job is electronically. That should not be. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well, let me interject if you don't mind. Um,
That's fine.
and let me also say that politics as well. People try to stray away, from politics, but we have to understand that that plays a major portion. That plays on a major portion of the stress, health, and wellness situation. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes down to the application process, um, that's why I asked about what's accepted in the state and regions with an S on it, regions that we all inhabit. I mean, let's be frank. Paper applications was a thing of the past, but it also is still a thing of the future. Small business as well, um, definitely has changed. It has changed hands many times,
Mm-hmm.
and when it comes down to history in itself, that also plays a part in health and wellness for the
Yes, it
educated
does.
individuals.
Yes, it does. Because if people are stressed out and they can't find a job, that affects their psyche. I'm not so certain if this is, see, because I can mess around and go so many different ways. I can say it's a setup because we already are in a state of mind where, or in a place where people are in a state of mind. If they cannot find jobs, what do you think that's going to do to their psyche? You know, if
Mhm.
they cannot provide for their family, and that's the only way to get a job. I mean, what are we doing? Are we bringing people back to having a trade? Are we getting more people to become more self employed? What are we really doing? What are we really saying as a community? You know, because people are struggling and there's a lot of jobs out here. But what if they can't get to their jobs? What if they don't have transportation? What if they can't even, what if they get the job and can't make enough money to even go somewhere to have lunch, but they got to work 8 hours? I mean, these are different things that people are dealing with and suffering with. You know, we've got to come together. Anjanette says, I agree. There should be an option for those who prefer a paper application. Retired people are going back to work and are not comfortable with online. Exactly. There's a lot of senior citizens that are not able to work because they don't know how to work a computer. What they expect them to do? Go next door to the neighbor and get the grandkid or or somebody to apply for them? That is not okay.
Well,
We have to,
hold on. I'm gonna
okay.
interject on that because hey, hold up. We done threw a lot of questions out, and we're gonna have to break this down. We got time. We've only been on live for an hour and 17 minutes.
Well, it's only an hour show, but what I was
Well,
getting ready
put
to
them in the
bring some.
overflow because
I was get
I see a lot of church going folks. Put them in the overflow.
well, I was getting ready. I was getting ready to add one more person on. So
Please
hold on.
do.
Well, hold on. They popped off. So, but like engine, I'm sorry. Was I able to read the whole question? Hold on. Okay. So she agrees that there should be an option for those who prefer a paper application because retired people are going back to work and are not comfortable online. So that was one thing we can finish talking about.
So leave that up.
Okay,
Let's
so
let's touch on that. But also, if you don't mind, let's add another element into that. Um,
okay.
the application. So let's deal with the question. The application process for retired people are going back to work and are not comfortable with online. It's not just retired people that's not comfortable with what's happening online. And a lot of these questions need to be asked to the powers that be in each region, in each state. And it also needs to be a question that real individuals have in the back of their minds because of the simple fact, we have a lot of individuals who've put their time, their money, their efforts into joining in the community, to facilitating these organizations, putting money behind these organizations. And yes, I'm talking to the non-for-profits. I'm talking to the for-profit individuals. Like I said, this is something that everybody is dealing with. So when it comes down to history as well, that's a part of health and wellness. Let's not forget, individuals have been infiltrating and being informants for certain organizations, lighting both ends of the wick. I know that's a little bit harsh. I know my voice is kind of elevated. It sounds like I'm a little passionate because guess what? If you guys are not old enough to remember, I'm only 35. So if I can remember this and if I took the time to study this, I'm having a hard time believing that senior citizens and individuals who lived through history are having issues remembering this. If they don't have dementia, if they do not have Alzheimer's, there is no excuse. other than monetary value being transferred. So, I mean, you know, to get off of that topic and back onto the job, job site situation, well, let's ask another question. Let's answer a question with the question. How many individuals are, working at organizations or working at corporations or even LLCs and are really getting the money in on payroll to be able to pay certain individuals? I mean, I'm pretty sure individuals in HR are watching this. I'm pretty sure y'all know what it is. So, I mean, you got to understand, as far as affecting health and wellness, as far as affecting somebody's, mental status, we have to be totally open to understanding. You people see this every day as health professionals. I was just outside last night in the community and saw several people with bikes and bags at 11, 12 o'clock at night with nowhere to go, going to these establishments that are closed. If it's happening here where I am,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
sure
sure.
it's happening where you are and everybody else listening. So I hope I didn't get
Yeah.
off topic though, because I really wanted to deal with, DL wellness and some of the,
Well,
topics and stances that they have, because, I'm understanding, what was written down, looking at the profile and how it goes is pretty much self-explanatory. So let's not play, devil's advocate when it comes down to certain things. Yes, the government gets real money, but the government gets real credit. Let's not forget about that. You're talking to an informed individual, not an ignorant.
Well, yes, but they're just supporting what you're saying. So that's part of it too. And DL Wellness said the Wi Fi is not strong enough to join. So let's see if we can get her to move closer to the Wi Fi box and see if we can get her on. Okay,
And
here's Deb.
I don't want anybody to feel that I'm talking at them. I'm talking at the situation. So, sometimes when a person says you and so forth and so on, being people with degrees, stop, check yourself, see what somebody is saying. But I do recognize the southpaw and the double stances of individuals who are tiptoeing, because I'm pretty sure these organizations are not going to take away your money. They're not going to take away your sponsorship for being transparent to a certain degree.
Okay, well, let's bring on Deb. How about that? We'll bring on Deb and see if we can get some answers or see if we can get her input, because everybody's entitled to an opinion and everybody already knows this is a safe place to have an adult conversation.
That's a fact.
Ah, okay. Adding Deb onto the screen. Hey, Deb, I can see you, but you can't see me. Oh, I think she's frozen.
Uh-oh. Hey, Miss Deb, how you doing?
Uh-oh. She's frozen. Hold on. Okay, we'll see if we can get her on again. She's trying to come on, so I appreciate that. Um, See if you can get close to the, what's it called? The box. If you can get close to the box, it may make it stronger. In the meantime, we're dealing with people that are trying to find their way. But I also, while we're trying to get her on, I also want to encourage people, don't give up, keep going, and keep trying to find your way. We have to keep encouraging people to do the best you can, no matter what it looks like. It will get better. It will. All right, here we go. We have Deb. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are an hour and a half in, but here we go. We are on. So, can you shed light to what we've been discussing and how and what you feel about it? Because I'm starting to feel a certain kind of way with all this homelessness and all this unemployment. You know, the numbers are out there, and if we still have 3.7% of the population unemployed, with 330,000 jobs out there, help me to understand this.
Well, I don't know if I can help you or not. Good evening, everyone.
Good
But
evening.
I was on our business site when I was on there as DNL Wellness, and I'm sure you knew that, but I want him to know. DNL Wellness is not a troll. It is a addiction medicine facility where we treat individuals that have mental health concerns and or mental health issues and have substance misuse issues is what DNL Wellness does. Now, do I believe or support the way our society is going with the application process and unemployment? No, I don't. But that's how it's working in the part of Tennessee that I'm in. I think in rural communities, sometimes it's different than it is in larger metro communities. Because of funding, they depend and put a lot of responsibility on those governmental agencies for those workplace and workforce dollars, and allow them to orchestrate job fairs. Now, some organizations, larger corporations, do have in-house HR, but some corporations, those hiring decisions are not made locally because they go through a background check now on most of those individuals, very intense, and those things are not handled in-house. A lot of retailers and even some restaurants are requiring their individuals to go be fingerprinted, especially if they're in establishments where they're handling money. So we've got to look at it business by business, industry by industry. And once people go through a lot of those screening processes, then that's what I meant when I said it's a way for them to weed them out. Once they are screened, then they are invited in to meet with that management staff for a face-to-face. Now, is that fair? I don't know, but people want to make sure. Some employers won't hire felons. That's what their company policy is. So they're doing some front end screening so management doesn't fall in love with a incredible individual that may not be honest about their past.
Okay, now
Well,
let me ask a couple
And that's
questions
what
with
I
that.
find is happening here. Is it right? I don't necessarily agree with it, but different corporations have different policies for
I
whatever
understand
reason.
that. Now let me ask this question or a couple of these questions because I have a couple of questions that actually go hand in hand with what you're speaking on. What's your name again? I'm sorry, Miss Deb.
It's Deb.
Okay, so as a business owner myself, previous business owner myself, and a real business owner now, what we have to understand, in my opinion, is we are a society. So since we are a society, understanding that policy is not state law. So in retrospect, we have to be able to, as individuals, recognize that aspect. Because if we're going to cherry pick when it comes down to, the kind of people that we're going to hire, we have to be very careful with, what we're doing, depending on whether or not a person's felony or misdemeanor is high or low level. I mean, the places have to use their best judgment. And if that's the case, then them being able to ostracize individuals due to a blemish on their record is actually against federal law. So, I mean, are we as business owners willing to lose our money and our placements in the job industry for by lawsuits? If that made sense.
I'm not sure if she can hear us. Were you able to hear? Can you hear us?
I can hear some.
She keeps going out.
That's okay. It's a Wi-Fi issue probably. But, for the rest of the individuals that did hear that, I had to write that down as she was speaking because I didn't want to interrupt her. I wanted her to get everything out, because what I've noticed is individuals in positions of power most of the time are not allowed to be transparent. They're not allowed to, have a voice because of the social economical engineering that has been in place for quite some time. Whether people believe that is decade, era, century, that's not my job to figure out, because each person has to, figure that out for themselves. So, I mean, cherry picking is against federal law, and if somebody's paid their dues and have came home, putting them back into a perpetual cycle of prison to pipeline systems, is causing problems with mental, physical, whatever you want to call it. I'm no doctor, but for a person that has went to school several times, who has a diploma, who has been able to sit in these classes and learn. Again, I'm having a hard time trying to understand why so many individuals are, playing this game with themselves. Because if this was politics, then a lot of people would be in trouble with sticking their foot in their mouth on certain things that they're saying.
Well, hold on. We've got somebody else saying something. And Jeanette says, I have a felony and always answered no to that question and still got the job. The last job I had, the onboarding process was intensive. I passed the background check and everything. So it makes no sense. I can say that now because I'm self-employed. All right, now we'll see. Listen. Okay, here's Deb again. Let's see. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're self-employed. Yes, because a lot of people are ostracized. They paid their debt, and all of a sudden, they still have to go through it. And Deb, did you see that? Did you see that? Uh-oh.
That's right.
Okay. Well, we'll see what's going on. I think now everybody's connections are going off and coming back on, and well, I guess we're having problems with connections on the other end. Uh, let's see if you want to
Hey,
come back
Jewel.
on. Okay, so Anjanette was saying she had a felony and always
Well,
answered
I
no.
applaud her.
Go ahead.
And people don't realize, we say that we have these reentry programs and they help because, we work with individuals that through a reentry program. However, it's tough for some of them. Some can be expunged and some cannot. And people, I can't do anything about someone's corporate policy. If you have a felony, we can't hire you. That's something that's made at um a corporate level.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. But I believe in job fairs, but sometimes it's manpower. People don't, are not wanting to take that face-to-face time to deal with applications. And yes, I agree. We are losing our senior population because many of them that are being forced back into the workforce, a lot of the ones I work with don't even have a computer. They may
Mm-hmm.
have a smartphone, Jewel,
Mm-hmm.
and have problems operating the smartphone.
Well,
So
yes.
technology is a major concern. But are we solving the workforce need? We also, when we gave out all of that stimulus money, people stayed at home. And I know a lot of people where I'm at that still have not returned back to the workforce
Right.
because they felt like they made more money staying at home
But how
than
can they
having
make
a job.
and see,
Jobs here, the starting wage for many of them are $8 or $9 an hour.
mm,
If you find a job where I'm at in rural Tennessee that's starting at $10 an hour, you are blessed. $10 or more. Most of them are $8 or less.
really, as minimum, is that the minimum wage there?
Yeah.
$8 an hour is the minimum wage.
No, in Tennessee, people are saying that they are making minimum wage is $7.25. That's what I've been told. But most of the jobs in Tennessee, now they went up. They have some places, even McDonald's has increased here, trying to lure, is what people are saying, people into the workplace to try to get it to $12 or $13 an hour. But most places start at $9 an hour. Some of the jobs in
Really?
healthcare are $9 an hour, $8 an hour in nursing homes.
That's crazy. That now, well,
Absolutely.
but then I'm assuming it's because the cost of living is different.
Well, it is. Some of it is less. But Jewel, if you have one or two children and you and your spouse both make $9 an hour, what kind of quality of life? I mean, the housing market here, you can find rentals for 750, 800,
I'm s-
900, and $1,000 a month. Yes, rentals. So we've got to look at minimum wage is 7.25 where I'm at. And so if these people are starting at $9 an hour, they think it's a gift. But that's not money for some people to really live on.
Well, I guess they may think I'm
And that's
crazy.
why I think employers are doing all the screening, because they want to make sure that they're getting quality workers, because it costs them so much money to retrain a body, they say.
Well, if the turnover rate is high, that's a problem. Because the turnover rate is very high. I'm trying to see where that echoing is coming from. So when I tell people that cost of living is high, I mean that. But our minimum wage here is 13.65, and some of it, some minimum wage is 15 an hour. So that goes to show you in certain
See?
states, it's different. Cost of living is high in
Absolutely.
Texas.
And
Yeah,
that's going to impact some of those unemployment numbers, those employment numbers.
that's crazy to me. Well, that goes to show you that's why people are acting the way they're acting, because every state is different. Um, Information is different, and cost of living is different. It's Everything is different.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to always be on overload, you see. So it's really something. I $7 an hour, or 7.25 in Texas. That's crazy. Okay, so we have.
But you look at 7.25 an hour, and then those people are being taxed. And what if they are having to contribute to their insurance?
What do
Not
you
all employers provide insurance.
Right, right. But some, if they provide insurance, at least the person working gets a good, uh well, see, because I don't know what the insurance would be there, but I know here, if one person has insurance, it's doable. But if they have to add their family on, you're paying up to $600 a month for insurance. People can't live if they're insurance poor.
Now, see, I disagree with that. I did.
Absolutely.
I disagree with that to a certain extent because I'm not for sure how many people have ever been homeless in their life. But when I was homeless, I took any job. The statistics that is being spoken right now from Tennessee was Colorado's wages in the early 2000s. Um, it wasn't until 2006 that Colorado had a fluctuation in their ratios when it came down to the cost of living, so forth and so on. The South has always been low due to the cost of living. That's that's
Well,
that's the culture. That's the nature. But we're all grown, so we gotta be real with ourselves. You know, that to me is a cop out. If somebody is trying to take care of their family and they're doing the best that they can, there's certain things that you're gonna go without. That's called sacrifice. You know,
yeah, but like Anjanette said, can you imagine raising kids at 7.25 an hour? No,
are you
because
a single parent or are you a dual parent? I mean, what's the scenario?
no, she's just asking a question. Her kids are grown, but in the times that we're in, that, yeah, it is sad, because here housing, your houses 500K, but if you're in the South, you may be able to get a home for what, 89,000, but the cost of living is low. So again, it depends on where you live.
Yeah, so they're one or two paychecks away from being in the street.
Yeah.
That's what we're all dealing with. It doesn't matter if the house is 500, 600,000. Do you have the credentials? You know,
Yep.
have you been applying yourself is the true question.
And well, and some may be applying themselves, but mentally, emotionally, psychologically, they're probably burnt out, they're probably tired, they're probably depressed, and they're not able to put their all in. That is health and wellness. A lot of this stuff is causing problems, and people are starting to realize that they've got to do better, or that they've got to figure out which way to go, how to help themselves to heal so they can get back on the housing market, or get back in the job um, fair, or to even be able to apply for a job. It affects everybody.
Well, I mean, but we're talking about quality of life here. So, I mean, let's bring it back around again, realistically, to where we live at. Everybody, full circle. How much does it cost to eat healthy where you live at? Is it affordable? Because when I was at several warehouses, um, the government rolled out sub programs, or they have made it available for individuals to have um, sub programs where they bring healthy food into the job workplace. And is that food reasonable? 9 times out of 10, no, it's not. If you're eating healthy, correct me if I'm wrong, that means you have to eat more as far as eating clean, because food does flow through your body naturally. You have to use the bathroom, take a number one, take a number two. So that means that your body has used up the nutrients and has dispelled the waste.
Yeah, but as you know, we have ways to help people to make healthy choices, and reasonable, and giving them the tools to learn how to eat healthy. So again,
But
I'm going.
is it in their budget? Can they afford that? If they're having to spend money on insurance, shopping in the market, how many individuals are able to take $250 to 375 or $350 out of their paycheck if they're making, I mean, let's bring it back to statistics. If they're making, let's see, I was making $21.02 between that and $21.20 per hour, working 60 to 80 hours per week. So that's putting me around somewhere after taxes on maybe 11. Well, not 11, probably like, yeah, 9 to 11,000 or 9 to 1100 every paycheck. And that's every week. So that's not including the dues that I'm paying for the union. That's not, that doesn't have gas in there. That doesn't have food in there. This is before I bring my check home. Not to mention it was taxed before I got it. Not to mention that everything I spend, I'm taxed on it. Now, like I said, as a part of sacrifice. So they're going to tax you in the beginning, the middle, or the end, unless there are special circumstances in your life. Again, are individuals applying themselves? Are they taking the time to look at their budget? If we all must budget, you see, there's variables to this. And being an individual who was forced to live in a vehicle several times, who was forced to just get anything that was high priced, overpriced, because I didn't want to live in certain situations. We can't put all the blame on the common folks. We got to put some of the blame on these individuals spreading and cutting the pie too thin.
Well, I get what you're saying, and I understand that too. And yes, but because people don't have the wherewithal, know what to do, know where to go, to get other people to come together and to stick together, that's part of the problem. I feel like many people have sat along the wayside and watched some things happen, and it got to the point where it is just messy on many levels. How long is it going to take to get back on track? I don't know. How many conversations do are we going to need to have for other people to see what's really going on? We're going to need many. And with that being said, we're going to have to um, end this thing, but you have a point.
Well, let me
And
end on this. Let
okay,
me end on this, and I'm gonna get off of here. But
okay.
I have these conversations for not just for myself, for individuals who are looking at this, because I'll tell you what happened to the individuals who stood on their 10 and 2. What happened to the individuals who wasn't gonna budge, who wasn't gonna bend, who wasn't gonna break? We're sitting at home right now, not working for these corporations. Why? Is it by choice? No, it's not by choice. It's by force. They don't want individuals who want to stand on something, because you know what they do? As soon as they see somebody like me, they say, "Oh, he's elevated." No, this is not even elevated. Nobody has seen elevated when it comes down to this talking. This is not elevated. This is medium. This is mild.
Well, we understand people are angry. We also understand that people need to be heard. We also understand that there's so many wrongs right now. Eventually, that's what this platform is for. And people should be able to come to this platform and feel like they can vent, say whatever makes them to heal or to start the healing process. And who knows, there's other people out here that feel the same way you feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. And as you know, there are people who also have felonies and luckily are now able to be self employed and build themselves up. And like I say, in closing, stay encouraged, be encouraged, keep going, keep speaking. And there's other people out here that feel just like you feel, right, wrong, or indifferent. People have the right to speak up, and there are people that are coming together that feel the same way you feel and can have an adult conversation with those who may not agree. But it's okay to come to this platform and speak about whatever it is, so that we can start coming up with solutions. Not
And
be a
just understand that some people are not gonna buy into this false sense of hope that some are given, even though it's nice to have. I mean, who's gonna take care of us? Who's gonna take care of the individuals that's really out here, that's really speaking, who's really walking like they talking? I mean, a felony doesn't mean anything to me. I caught a felony in 2000. As a matter of fact, 2019, 2021. That's just one felony. So, these programs that are being put out, that's a cop out. That's a cop out. They're getting money for this. So I'm not the type of individual that's going to sit back and listen to individuals, making excuses whether they work for the system or not. Because like I said, who's going to make sure that individuals like us are fed? Who's going to make sure that we have clothes on our back, money in our pockets, foods on our tables? There's not too
well.
many.
And like I said, stay encouraged because yes,
Always.
yeah, stay encouraged because there's always someone out here trying to do the same thing, get back on their feet, and it's okay. It's going to happen. Stay encouraged, be motivated, and like I say, thank God for support because everybody doesn't have support. And a lot of people are trying to get involved and figure out where to go to get support, to get the help that they need. And so, with that being said, I think we will continue this next week. Hopefully, we can grow and everybody can come on and have a conversation, because the world is still on overload. It's not going to change overnight. So, with that being said, peace and blessings. Thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it,
And
family.
yeah, and thank you for having and feeling comfortable enough to come on the platform and speak your mind, because like I say, there are many people out here that need a place to speak their mind and need a place to conversate. I'm all for that. So thank you for coming on and hope to see you next week. Okay. Peace and blessings. I'm going to serenade you guys on the way out. I appreciate you coming on. Like I say, we always do better at the end. It's always good at the end. But hopefully you guys can come on again next week. Let me know if you would like a different day or time, so that we all can come on one platform. It's no fun being on this platform by myself, but what is fun is that we all end up in a good place at the end. See you next week, Saturday night talk. Next week, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye-bye. Have a good night.